Good morning. Good morning. Your man Diamond K in here, of course, the Diamond K Show on the all new radioonfire.com. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. So, a liar has been exposed, and I am here for all the smoke. Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback, he's a great quarterback, but he was secretly unvaccinated. Why is this important? We're going to get into that. In the preseason, some quarterbacks made no issue about it and made no bones about the fact that they were unvaccinated. Some quarterbacks. Others chose to hide it. Now, there's nothing wrong with you being unvaccinated if that's what you choose to do, but don't lie, don't lead people to believe something other than what it is. Most notably, the Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers concealed that he was not vaccinated. Of course, until he tested positive for COVID-19 earlier this week. So, Rodgers indeed not vaccinated, right? So, of course, he wanted to avoid the scrutiny. He wanted to avoid all that was going to come with that. Now, of course, this has me thinking about Kyrie Irving, the basketball player, who people have been demonizing, throwing under the bus. Why? Because he chose not to get vaccinated. But Aaron Rodgers, not only unvaccinated, lies about it, then gets COVID-19. He exposed his whole team. They thought he was vaccinated, right? So what he said back in August was, I've been immunized. I've been immunized. He said, there's guys on the team that haven't been vaccinated. I think it's a personal decision. I'm not going to judge those guys. If that's how you feel, and it is a personal decision, right? But then don't come out publicly and try to use coy words like you are vaccinated, right? Just be unvaccinated then. Just own it, right? That's all I'm saying. Own it. Kyrie Irving owned it. Even with all of the drama, all of the backlash that came with it, Kyrie Irving owned it. And other athletes have owned it. Other people in general have owned it, right? Basically, Aaron Rodgers lied. He lied in order to hide the fact that he was not vaccinated. He lied. He should be suspended. But the NFL, of course, is not. They don't have the guts. They have the guts to penalize a black player, but they don't have the guts to penalize this white boy. They don't. They're not going to do anything, right? They're going to shake their finger. Oh, we're disappointed, this, that. But I mean, what protocols did he violate? Plenty. Was he fined for it? Probably not. How often was he fined? Wasn't fined. What other consequences were imposed or at least threatened? None. Zero. Why? Well, why not just be openly unvaccinated? Why not own it? Because he's a coward. Clearly, he didn't want the smoke. He didn't want what was going to come with it. He doesn't like criticism. Right? If he had been open about his unvaccinated status, he would have heard about it from the media, definitely, and he doesn't like that. Oh, he's so fragile. Right? He's so fragile. The arrogance of this guy. He's so sensitive. He's so sensitive about being called sensitive. He chose to lie, create this false impression that he was unvaccinated so he could just fly under the radar. All because he did not want anybody to call his weak self out. See, here's the thing. You want to be unvaccinated, that's fine. understand that some people are going to say something, and you say something back, and you own it, and you have dialogue, and then you move on, right? But that's not what he did, which makes the whole thing much worse. So he deliberately violated COVID-19 protocols in order to keep this thing secret. I mean, it reminds me of some. I don't. It reminds me like of a down low guy or something. Like just own it, whatever you are, just be that, because you don't want to be criticized. You don't want society to come down on you. You too soft to handle the heat, right? So of course he's going to probably use his various platforms to argue that people like him shouldn't have people shouldn't have a platform to criticize me for not being vaccinated. They're criticizing you because you are a liar. I mean that's because he's a liar, right? So he's going to probably miss 2 games. His team's doing well. This news comes at a bad time for his team. They're probably making a playoff run. They're having an amazing season, and they're going to lose their star player, their most important component of the Packers, for at least 2 weeks. You know, his actions in the offseason really make it clear that he's only about himself. This is really not surprising news. He's not a team player. He's about himself. I think that this really hurts the Packers. This is going to hurt their chances. And as a member of that team, how would you feel? How would you feel as a member of that team knowing that this guy did what he did? All right? Go to the comment section, see what Miss B has to say. Miss B says, Charles Barkley is real quiet right now. Absolutely, Miss B. Absolutely. Defenders of Aaron Rodgers, I mean, I don't know. What do you got to say? What do you got to say? I say Aaron Rodgers should be suspended. He should be. And yes, the Packers, y'all might be in a little bit of trouble. You're probably going to lose these next 2 games. You got some big games coming up. I mean, I don't think that he should be allowed back on the field. This is major. Like, this is, despite so many Americans thinking that this is the opposite, this is a major thing. This is a major thing. Now, it is his personal decision. I will say that. But at the same time, don't fake like you did something that you didn't do and then claim it's my personal decision. Just own that you're not doing it. You know, just own that you're not doing it. Because I'm sure that people would have taken certain steps. He definitely should be suspended for lying and cheating the protocols. Many people don't know this, but I mean, there's a big, outbreak in Green Bay. There's an outbreak in Green Bay, but I guess I have to say this: he did not say the words "I'm vaccinated." He gave an attorney's answer. He was very misleading, so I guess that they're not going to be able to say you said you were vaccinated and you weren't. He intentionally misled. He intentionally misled. And all you fantasy football fans, now your teams are probably screwed now. But it's a weak. It's just a weak move, man. It's just a weak move. Because at the end of the day, he's going to lose some time. He's going to lose some time. Not going to play with his team, but he's a prima donna, and that is no surprise. Selfish, arrogant. I mean, we can go on and on. We can go on and on about that. So, we talked about Kyrie Irving in this conversation. I mean, and how can you not? How can you not talk about Kyrie Irving when you talk about this Aaron Rodgers thing? Because Kyrie, 29 years old, someone who owned his unvaccinated status. And then you got Chris Rock. And I like Chris Rock as a comedian, but some of his off stage antics and statements leave a lot to be desired. So he slams, Chris Rock that is, slams Kyrie Irving and the unvaccinated in general. But specifically calls out his brother, Kyrie Irving. Yeah, I know Kyrie's from, Australia or, whatever. But Chris Rock had COVID-19, right? We're gonna listen to you about COVID-19. Shut up. Well, earlier this week, he spoke out on the subject, and he was in Brooklyn, called out one unvaccinated person in particular. Didn't call out Aaron Rodgers. Oh, no. He's going to call out Kyrie Irving. You mad, right? Chris Rock, you had COVID-19. Kyrie didn't. Anyway, calls out the point guard for the Brooklyn Nets, who has refused to comply with New York City's vaccine mandate that professional athletes be vaccinated to practice or play in public venues. Where's my anti-vaxxers at? Where you at? The former Saturday Night Live star said, you effing dumb Kyrie mother effers. That's Chris Rock. Now, Chris Rock is a New York Knicks fan, right? So he urged fans to get the vaccine back in September when he found out he had COVID-19. He explained he tested positive for COVID even though he had been vaccinated, right? And it's interesting when you say that, right? So you say, trust me, you don't want this. Get vaccinated. I'm vaccinated and I got COVID-19. That can send mixed signals to folks. I don't deny that can be confusing for folks. Trust me, you don't want this. Get vaccinated. I'm vaccinated, but I got COVID-19. I mean, it's confusing, right? And for folks that don't want to get vaccinated, I'm not faulting you. I'm not demonizing you. I'm not coming down on you. But don't lead people to believe one thing and not, and it be something else, right? You don't want some woman coming to you. She ain't saying she's pregnant, but she's saying, I got a bun in the oven. 9 months from now, your life's gonna change. Yeah, but she doesn't say the word she's pregnant, right? And then she's not. I mean, it could be a lot, right? She didn't say it, but she implied it, right? You wouldn't like that. You wouldn't say that's her choice. That's her decision. It's her freedom. It's her freedom. So the comedian Chris Rock's support of COVID-19 prevention dates back longer than this week. Early on in the pandemic, he promoted testing, mask wearing, social distancing at the city's daily briefings on the subject. And that's fine. But I mean, calling out, Kyrie because he views things differently than you. Oh, man, I really, you can urge people to get vaccinated, but just outright disrespected and slamming folks that view it differently than you, that's a bridge too far, in my opinion. Especially when you ain't gonna call out everybody. You just gonna call out the black guy that everybody else is dumping on, Chris Rock. Yeah, sometimes he gets things right, and sometimes he gets things terribly wrong. But he's a comedian, so I guess we're not supposed to take anything that he says seriously anyway. Leave me your thoughts in the comment section, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. Should Aaron Rodgers be suspended? Should he? I don't think that the NFL has the guts to do it, but should Aaron Rodgers be suspended? Should there be any penalty for him? Or is it all good and it doesn't matter, right? It's just a personal decision. I'd like to hear folks' thoughts on that. Of course, the Diamond K Show is a Radio on Fire production. Here on the program, we deliver the biggest political and trending news stories of the day with interviews and original reporting from across the country. Show is fun, show is upbeat, but I also want to expose what's really happening. Radio on Fire, of course, is Black Voices giving you the American story. New episodes drop Monday through Friday, 8 a.m., but I don't want you to miss any of our live broadcasts. In addition to the 8 a.m. program, we drop content throughout the day as news happens. Hit that notification bell so you get an alert whenever we go live. Follow the Diamond K Show on our Facebook page. And as I said, click the bell icon to get notified when we go live. And we do that throughout the day. You can get the program on demand at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, the WRF Radio app, youtube.com/DJ Diamond K. And of course, you want to advertise or have your product, service promoted on the program. Very easy to do that. Radio on Fire is an advertiser-supported audio and video network. Get breaking news, podcasts, and TV shows covering topics that are important to our culture. Radio on Fire is where you go to discover, engage, and connect with the latest news, podcasts, and original TV programs. You want to support the Diamond K Show and this digital network? Head on over to radioonfire.com, grab a t-shirt, some other merch, become a sponsor of the Diamond K Show for as low as $50. I'm able to deliver our news and our views on this program because of our listeners, sponsors, of course, Radio on Fire, powered by the people, and we appreciate your support. I will be back later on today. And of course, the Baltimore Music Awards, the winners have been announced. You can check that out at radioonfire.com/Baltimore Music Awards, or just head on over on the homepage of Radio on Fire, and you can see a link to the winners. And congratulations to all the finalists, all of the winners for the 2021 Baltimore Music Awards. Of course, that is voted on by the people. We just tell you the results of the votes. So I will see you guys later on today.